Good morning, everyone, from Americade 2025. We are here at Honda, about to take out the beautiful new 50th Anniversary Edition Goldwing. For the trim this year, we've got gold and brown, little retro throwback for the 70s, and you can see we've got the Goldwing 50th Anniversary badging right there. Also new in a paint package this year is the red trim Goldwing, also with our 50th Anniversary badging up here on the console. This is the one we're going to be riding today, I believe. 50th Anniversary, man, they look good. They look very good. Not much new change with the bike. Everything is pretty much the same, but it is the 50th Anniversary Edition. So for those of you who like collecting them and you're interested, this is what you're going to be looking for. We also have the 50th Anniversary Goldwing Bagger, not the Touring Edition. Just comes without the Tour Pack, which you could add if you wanted to. All blacked out. Like the look of this one. I'm going to be hopping on the one with the Tour Pack for you guys today, since you all tend to like that one the most on my channel. But it does come in a bagger option as well without the Tour Pack. And I love this graphic on the back. So the bagger comes with the graphic and the 50th Anniversary Edition badging on the console, whereas the Tour Goldwings with the 50th Anniversary come with the bags that say Goldwing on them and the Tour Pack. All right, let's hop on this bad boy. 50th Anniversary Honda Goldwing DCT. Starter up, ignition on. Oh, it's so weird not having a clutch handle over here. Park and brake off. We're in neutral. Starter up. Absolutely beautiful bike. You guys can see we've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I think they got it blocked out on the system for the demo rides. It wouldn't let me pair it up, but I was able to get it paired up enough to get Bluetooth audio. Just couldn't get the CarPlay pulled up yet. It's nice that they have Android Auto though. Don't have that quite yet on other bikes. Companies are working on it, but it's a little more difficult from my understanding. You guys can see the little shock dampeners working in overtime up here inside of the console. It's a great system. Keeps everything very smooth when you're riding through the parking lot. Keeps the chatter coming through the handlebars to a minimum. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, it's so weird. I'm rocking my foot down here trying to find a shifter. Forget we don't have one. So we are currently in tour mode. We're going to switch that here into sport mode, so we got a little more fun to play with on the highway. And we're going to put the windshield up. Block all that wind. It has a very tall windscreen. Lots of great protection. Makes the whole cockpit go very quiet. So this is the 2025 Anniversary Edition Goldwing, 50th Anniversary. They started making these in 1975. Technology has come a long way since then. It is known as the automatic motorcycle. It's amazing. No shifting here. I mean, the bike shifts, but you don't even notice it in tour mode. In sport mode, you get a little bit of a feel when it's shifting gears. You're rocking through 7 gears on this thing. Lots of power out of that GL 1800 engine. Absolute amazing touring machine. In tour mode, rain mode, and I think there's another one, just standard mode. You really don't notice the shifting at all. It's so smooth. Sport is the only place where you really notice it shifting. For those of you purists who don't want to have a automatic transmission motorcycle, they do make the Goldwing in a manual, so don't worry. There is a 6-speed manual version of the Honda Goldwing. All the great features of the Goldwing, just with a manual shifter, clutch, good old motorcycle shifting. Tell you what, it does take a minute to get used to when you're coming to a stop and you're looking for that clutch and you're looking for that downshift with your foot. Like, oh crap, I gotta start slowing down. No, the bike does it for you. You just, if you gotta slow down harder, you just use a little brake. So let's get into reviewing this bike. Gonna hop out on the highway here. And we're gonna start off with the first category I always review on a motorcycle, and it shouldn't even be a question on the Goldwing, but we're going to talk about it briefly here, and that is comfort. It only needs to be discussed briefly because if you're even considering a Goldwing, you probably already know. This is comfort personified. Super comfortable, relaxed riding position, arms at a nice angle, you're very upright. It's like sitting in just a perfectly comfortable chair. Your knees are bent at a slight forward of 90, almost perfectly 90. Great comfortable foot pegs and nice comfortable seat. This is the ultimate long-haul touring motorcycle. The only thing I think that would challenge it right now would be something like the Indian Pursuit. That's the other most comfortable bike I've ridden. Harley Road Glides are great, don't get me wrong, but the Goldwing and the Pursuit, top two most comfortable I've ever been on. Now there are options for this, of course. Goldwing has so many accessory options available. There's rider backrests, there's lighting packages. You can customize and kit this thing out to be whatever you want. And if you're a true Goldwing rider, you will obviously have a trailer. Not to pull the bike on, you never trailer a Goldwing, but a trailer to pull behind the Goldwing, okay? That's how good these things are for touring. You can tow with them. Awesome little machines. Very comfortable for long haul riding. 10 out of 10 on comfort, 11 out of 10 on comfort. Why not? Honda Goldwing, Indian Pursuit, leading the pack there. There's nothing more you could improve on, in my opinion, with that. Talking about power and performance, we got the bulletproof, time-tested, 50 years now. I mean, this engine hasn't been around for 50 years, but Honda's engines are just perfect. The GL1800 in here, dual clutch transmission. The way they explained it is it's actually two separate clutch packs, one for the even gears, one for the odd. You do have 7 gears in this bike. Oh, economy, that was the other mode. There's rain, economy, tour, and sport. We're currently in sport, and we're on the highway doing just under 70. And just for economy's sake, even though we're not in economy mode, it does have us in 7th gear. But if I need to roll on the power quickly, it doesn't hesitate. So sport mode, you still have plenty of power even if you're pulling in 7th gear. A pull is absolutely fine. These engines are fabulous. One caution to the potential future Goldwing owner I will give, and this is only from what I've heard from other owners, because I do not own one of these myself personally. They said the maintenance is a little annoying. Like, to get to the air filter, you got to take off some of the crap here in front of the seat. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but you don't have to do it, you know, terribly often, just when you do the oil changes. So depending on how much you ride and how comfortable you are working on your bike, at a dealer they'll do it quickly. If you want to do it at home, it might take you a little longer than just accessing a normal air filter and engine stuff on like a Harley or an Indian, where everything on the engine is kind of exposed, whereas on the Goldwing everything is a little bit covered up. So, you know, just a little bit more work to do your own maintenance, but if you enjoy working on your bike, not a problem. And it's not a deal breaker. Just a caution I've heard from Goldwing owners who bought them and they're like, yeah, that's my one complaint. It's a pain in the butt to sometimes change out the air filter. Otherwise, no problem. Overall, on power and performance, it's probably the coolest engine out there on a motorcycle, in my opinion. The fact that it's automatic, all these modes, 7 gears, and we are going to switch it now into, we're in sport mode, we're going to switch it now into manual mode. So I have electronic paddle shifting over here on the left handlebar control. I can shift down with my thumb into 6. I can shift back up into 7th. And it will not let you stall out the engine. So if you're coming to a full stop, it will downshift automatically into 1st to prevent you from stalling out and having an issue. And if you go back into drive mode, or automatic mode here rather, I guess they call it drive, you can still override the automatic transmission. You don't have to switch to manual. So while we're in automatic mode here in drive, I can downshift and temporarily override it with the electronic paddle shifting. And after a few seconds, it will take back over when it senses you're no longer doing whatever you got to do. But maybe there's a turn coming up, you want to start downshifting and preparing for it, you got a big curve and you want to downshift a little bit, you can override it, and after you've gone through that, it will start to bring itself back up and it will go back and take over with the automatic shifting again. Very smart bike. The computer is really the heart of this machine. It is sensing what you do. From what Honda explained to me, it actually learns how you ride and will adapt a little bit based on how you ride. That's what they told us at the demo area. Just passing that on. Power and performance, 10 out of 10. It's just one of the coolest, sweetest engines ever put in a motorcycle. We've been running the 1800 now for a very long time with Honda. I don't know when they came out with this, but I'm going to say probably close to 20 years now, maybe 15 to 20 years. I wonder if they're ever going to boost it, or if there's any reason to. But I wonder if we're ever going to see an upgrade to maybe like a 2000cc. That would be cool. That might be the next evolution. But overall, absolutely sweet running engine. So while we're sitting here, I'm just going to show you guys a couple more things around the motorcycle. We got the heated grips, audio, info. You can change all kinds of stuff on the screen. This is stuff I didn't want to mess with while we were on the road. Gotta keep your eyes on the road out here. Lots of crazy people around. As far as storage on the motorcycle, we've got a nice little storage spot right here. You can connect your phone up with a charging plug. You can update the system. We've got a 50th anniversary key fob with a wait, is that for popping the trunk? Hang on. Oh, okay, it's for unlocking the trunk. Got it. All right, I got excited there for a second. Let's see, trunk. How we doing here? Pop that. Lots of room in this trunk. Wow, that has a big trunk. Now it says cargo limit 20 pounds. Yeah, well, my Indian says something similar to that. I think it's like 30 or 40. I've loaded it with way more. Nice big trunk. Good storage back here. Clip that down. You got room here. These panels pop off and you can put the Torp pack rack on there as an accessory. If you go down here, you got backseat rider heat control for passenger princess. If we hit this button here, we get saddlebags. I've never been a fan of side loading saddlebags. I mean, look at this. You're already tilting this way on the left side of the bike. So yeah, it's got a cargo strap. I understand that, but the fact is, if I just set that in there, it was already sliding out like when I opened this. Yeah, like that. So when you open this, if your stuff is really packed in there, it's going to fall out versus top-loading saddlebag. I understand the design choice and the need to keep it slim. I get that, but never been a huge fan of side-loading saddlebags personally. That's just me. I do like the nice little shock. It drops out slowly. It doesn't just, you know, slingshot open, so that's nice. At least try to keep your stuff contained. Now let's get into the cockpit here in front of us. I've already shown you guys some views around the bike back at the demo area, particularly all 3 new paint schemes for the Honda Goldwing in the 50th anniversary edition. The red, the retro yellow and brown, and then the black version with the bagger without the Torp pack. But when it comes to the cockpit here and the screen and the gauges, everything is the same. So you're not missing out by moving or changing between them. Everything is pretty much identical here. So you've got, on the right hand side, you've got analog tack, you've got your riding modes, your gear indicator, temperature for the engine, and then you have a automatic suspension in here, or electronic suspension in here, rather, and you can adjust that before the ride. I don't know if it's accessible during your ride, but I adjusted it just a single rider so you can see that over on the gauge as well. On the left hand side here, we've got analog speedometer, and then we've got a host of other information. We do have cruise control, and you can see what it's set to when you adjust it. There's total fuel range. There's only 780 miles on this bike so far. It's a baby, fresh from the factory. And of course you got your fuel gauge with your little hash mark showing you how much you still got left in the tank. Now when it comes to the screen, that's where stuff gets very, very cool and very interesting. Sorry, just paying attention here. I'm not sure if we're going to go around this guy. If we're getting back over there, we go. That's what I figured. Okay, so if I go to home here on the screen, you guys can see we can choose our music to listen to, audio source. I've got it paired up with Bluetooth right now. You've got your phone, so you can take and make phone calls through your headset and see who's calling you on the screen. Obviously, settings for the bike, and there's lots of stuff in there to adjust and play with. Tons of stuff to go over. And then there's Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If I'm being completely honest, I remember last year riding one of these and it had navigation as an option up there as well. But I'm wondering if you pair it up with the phone, if it defaults to like phone navigation through Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, or if maybe this particular model doesn't have a navigational package installed. I know some brands like Harley and Indian, that's a little bit extra. Actually, no, Indians come standard. I think Harley you have to pay extra for the nav. So I'm wondering if that might be the case here, or if I just don't have it on the proper screen, and that may very well be. The screen has changed slightly in the layout from last year. Alright, so we're on audio now. Unfortunately, if I play any music in a video like this, YouTube will give me a copyright strike because we're not supposed to play commercial music. I'm going to turn it up here and listen to it, and I will give you guys an honest feedback on whether or not the speaker system was loud enough. We're on the highway. We're doing about 65 right now, so we're not going super duper fast. We're not doing 70 to 80, but that windscreen is really cutting the wind noise. I think that's going to really help here with how good the audio sounds. So I'm going to turn it up and I'll give you guys some feedback on that. Okay, so just learned a few interesting things there. Number one, the volume didn't change much from like setting 10, it goes up to setting 30 on volume. From 10 up to about 28, I cranked it up and I didn't notice much change at all. And then from like 28, 29, 30, all the way up to max volume, those last three numbers on the volume meter made a bigger difference. So when you push it those last three, it gets much louder. I'm wondering if, like my Indian, it may have adaptive audio. So as you speed up, it's basing the volume based on how fast you're riding. The Indians do that. I don't know about the Harleys, but it wouldn't surprise me if that tech is in here as well. And so it's protecting the speakers a little bit, and it's doing it based on that setting, based on your speed. But when you got to those final three levels on the audio, it pushed it pretty loud. More than adequate on the highway, at least at this speed. Most likely the windscreen is the biggest help of all there. By eliminating the wind noise altogether, you can hear whatever you need to hear. So that's probably the biggest help, and they don't have to crank the speakers super duper loud. Overall, when it comes to gauges and technology, we've got heated grips, we got heated seats. I should have turned the heated grips on this morning because it is a little chilly out here. You guys can see I've even got the full hoodie on today. Oh, it's so weird. I keep searching for that shifter, trying to downshift to a stop. Takes a little bit of getting used to, but it is fun. When you come to a stop, there's no need to go into neutral. So you guys can see that's the Honda 50th anniversary Goldwing right there that our ride leader is on. And that is the manual version that he's riding. So same paint scheme, same 50th anniversary badging. But if you guys do want to have it in a manual, you're not sacrificing on a paint scheme or anything special. It comes in a full manual version for you as well. Looks absolutely identical to the one I am on. Gonna drop the windshield down a little bit here now that we're off the highway. I love that feature on my Indian. I love it on the Goldwing. I love it on motorcycles. The ability to adjust your windscreen is so nice. Alright, so we were talking about rider technology and all of the stuff up here on the screen. 10 out of 10 on that. I love the option for Android Auto. I hope everybody gets on board with that. Indian has Apple CarPlay right now. I've heard Android Auto's in the works, but Honda's got it now. So hopefully that tech will be coming to motorcycles everywhere very, very soon. It's a great feature to have. Now that we're finally hitting some twisties here, let's talk about the handling. It handles like a dream. Probably the best handling bike I've ridden. The Indian Pursuit would be close, as well as the Indian Challenger, because they're on the same frame. And the Harley new redesign of the frame for the Road Glide would be probably third, and a close third. They're all very tight, but the Honda Goldwing has the edge on the handling here. Just my personal opinion. You guys can feel free to share your opinions down below if you've ridden all these as well. but the Goldwing is something special when it comes to handling. I'm gonna keep my eyes on the road here, but I'm gonna move the camera over and point down here, and hopefully you guys can see that down here, these shock dampeners, I'm guessing that's what they are. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they are taking out so many little micro vibrations and chatter from the handlebars. It just feels like you're on rails. There's nothing else quite like it. There's no other way to describe it. If you've never been on one, you just got to get yourself on one and feel it, because it is so unique to ride a Goldwing with that system. The handling, you feel nothing on the road. You feel connected, seamless, and smooth. So if you guys are looking for something with absolute comfort on the road, hugs the road, fabulous handling, ultimate touring. We keep going back to that. It is known as like the ultimate touring machine. Everybody else is trying to get there. Everyone else was playing catch up. And now I do believe Indian with their Pursuit would be the hottest second bike only to the Goldwing. And personally, I'd probably take the Indian, but that's just me. I like the look of it a little more. Drops over into the corners like a dream. We are on a group ride. I wish I could ride it a little sportier for you guys and drop it a little lower into these corners, but obviously I am not about to slingshot past our illustrious ride leader up here, who's been taking us on a great ride this morning. Trying to get this in and done before the rain comes. Honda's put together a great group ride for us. They always do a nice job. Good safety briefing, good instructions on the DCT for first timers. If you guys are worried about going and hopping on one of these and not understanding how they operate or what to do, Honda does a great job with their demo team of making good, safe rides and teaching you guys how the DCT works, what to do, how to operate it. Because when you come to a stop, using the parking brake and knowing how to switch from automatic to manual and all that, you know, there's a little bit of a learning curve. They do a great job of taking care of you guys. So if you've never ridden on one before, don't feel nervous about going to Honda. They will set you up and give you good safety instruction at their demo trucks. They are very, very good at demo days. I can't speak to individual dealerships, but the demo team is awesome. I am going to compare this to one bike for you guys, because there's a bike this year, the new 2025 bike, that is kind of setting the standard for rider safety enhancements and features that I think are going to become standard in the industry over the next few years. And you've heard me mention it already in this video, and I'm not trying to harp on it or push you guys away from a Goldwing at all here, because I believe the Goldwing is a fabulous bike. I really do. I just want to let you guys know what is out there and what technology you might see on a Goldwing in the future as this becomes standard. The new Indian Pursuit with the 112 Power Plus engine comes with a rider safety enhancement package where it gives you blind spot monitoring. So if there's a car coming up beside you in your lane, you'll get a warning on your screen and in your mirror to alert you that a car is coming up in your blind spot. And it has tailgate warning too. They've got a little sensor on the back of the bike right behind or just above the license plate rather, with the taillight assembly, and it's aimed backwards. I don't know if it's radar, LiDAR, what the technology is, but it's sensing behind you. And so if somebody comes up close behind you and they're tailgating you, maybe you can't see them in your mirrors. It could be another motorcycle. I had that the other day on a test ride. There was a guy tailgating me on a bike. Couldn't see him in my mirrors because he was right behind me. He wasn't in stagger formation. It gives you a warning that, hey, there's somebody behind you or coming up real close behind you. That's great safety technology. It also has hill hold, or hold assist, basically hill hold. So those types of features, because they've now been put on a bike, everyone else is going to be looking at that from different brands and going, oh, hey, shoot, we should add that to our motorcycles. You don't have that right now on the Goldwing. It's on the Indian Pursuit in 2025 on their select models with that Power Plus 112. And so something to keep in mind, if that's something you want, or you want those type of safety features, you can look there, or I'm sure it's going to become standard pretty soon here. The market is competitive right now. Harley's pushing Indian, Indian's pushing Harley. They're both pushing Honda, but I haven't seen Honda make quite the leap yet So it would be nice to see Honda start throwing some of those features on the Goldwings. And knowing Honda, I believe they will over the coming years. I think that will be a great addition for them. They're all about safety, touring performance, and those things, they're probably going to be standard very soon. So just making you aware of what's out there and what to keep an eye out for in the market. And it's not a dock on the Goldwing at all that it doesn't have those features yet. I just want you guys to be aware so you can make the most informed decision when it comes to picking out a motorcycle. Trust me, it would not dissuade me in the least from going out tomorrow and picking up a Honda Goldwing. This thing is sweet. My generation just cannot afford them. That's the only problem here. They are pricey. I don't know what the MSRP is on this sucker, but I will put it up on the screen for you guys. I believe the bagger is going to be less because obviously no tour pack. And the flat black look tends to be a little less expensive from what I remember in previous years. So the straight bagger is going to be a little cheaper than the Tour DCT, and I believe the manual is also a little cheaper than the DCT as well. Beautiful little river here, little bridge. Honda's taking us on a beautiful ride here. Great demo ride. I like Indian and Harley when they let us take the bikes and just do our own ride, but this is very nice. So I'm going to put those MSRP numbers up on the screen for you guys as a little bit of guidance. Who knows whether or not MSRP means anything nowadays with the market, but at least that's what I could pull from Honda's website for you guys at the time of this video. When it comes to style, it's not really changed that much. Honda did a redesign of the Goldwing a few years back. The current style and design is the same. The only thing different really this year for the 50th anniversary is the badging on the 50th anniversary editions and the special paint schemes and that cool looking decal on the blacked out Goldwing bagger. I do like that decal. If I was just going to go for the bagger, that is a good looking ride back there. I'll give them that. The retro mustard yellow or pea yellow and poo brown color, I'm not sure what you guys want to call it there. I kind of like it. I've heard some people go, yuck. You know, that's all personal preference and opinion. The red and gold looks very pretty. It's kind of like a deep red / maroon. It's got the gold badging on the back. Very good looking bike as well. All personal preference and opinion there. I think the new Honda Goldwing redesign when they did it, I think it was back in 2017 or 2018. It looks great. I was expecting a little more, you know, more of an update or maybe a change just to make something super special and unique for the 50th anniversary year. Maybe to bring out the next generation of Goldwing. But all they really did was some paint changes and decals. So that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to wrap it up here and enjoy the ride back to the demo area. It's been great being out here with Honda this morning. Thank you to the Honda demo team for putting this on for us. Fabulous, fabulous morning ride. Really nice ride through the hills here and a great ride leader. Thank you to the whole Honda team for that. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it useful, informative, or just enjoyed watching the ride, please hit that thumbs up button. That helps me crack the YouTube algorithm and get this video out to more people interested in the Honda Goldwing on YouTube. If you're new here and you feel I've earned it, please subscribe. Click the bell icon. You'll get notifications when there are new videos on Motoblade. Last year I rode around the country, did national parks, Route 66, so I have lots of riding videos in addition to demo rides with Harley, Honda, and Indian, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, be careful out there, ride safe, ride on. I'll catch you on my next video. From Americade 2025, deuces. Oh, that's fun. Finally got to do a bit of a pull there. We're in sport mode, we're in automatic, and it's keeping me in fourth. There we go, now we're shifting down. That's very, very fun. What a great motorcycle.